how do you tell station? Station is such a hard thing to learn when you're a new midwife. And so I'd like to share that station is a relational estimation between the bony presenting part, which is usually the fetal head, and the bony ischial spines. And so we compare those two between our examining fingers. So one finger is on the ischial spine and one finger is on baby. And sometimes the baby has come below the ischial spine, sometimes the baby is at, and sometimes the baby is above. And those are honestly the only measurements that midwives need: above, at, or below. We have some babies who are visible at the opening. They don't need a station number. You can just say that they're visible. And you have some babies that are floating in outer space. They're so high, their head is fully billotable, they're not in the pelvis. Those guys are just floating, not engaged. And so what we're looking for the babies that have come into the pelvic brim, and they're sitting just above the ischial spines, the babies who are at the ischial spines, and the babies who've come below. And it's fine to chart that above, at, or below. Those estimations are figured out by this relational estimation. So you have to figure out, without looking, in the dark, what it feels like when your finger is above, at, or below. And that is just time and putting your hands in some vaginal models and figuring that out. So let me show you, because we've got that. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
What you doing?
We are doing cervical exams.
That's so fun. So we have Bertha and Betty, our two boxes here, and inside we have the different shaped cervixes and the head, and then on the outside we have a really accurate vaginal model where you have to feel in a tight space.
Yes.
So this is one example of a cervix that would have a head down in it. So feel that guy. What does that feel like?
3?
Yeah, I like that. You can fit one with space or just barely 2 fingers. That's probably 3 to 4. Great. Can you do a station in relation to the cervical opening? In my experience, I feel like the cervical opening is usually in alignment with the ischial spines, that I don't have to move my finger. I guess that's what you're saying. I think I understand what you're saying. That can you use the cervix as a reliable estimation of station? In other words, if the baby's fully filling the cervix and coming through it, then that must be 0. Not exactly. In a normal labor, that is true. They do correlate. But unfortunately, the reason why station is so important is to gauge change during abnormal labors. So in this situation, the cervix might be floppy and 8 or 9 centimeters, but the baby's not well applied. The baby's still high. Or conversely, the cervix might be 4 or 5 centimeters, but the baby has come so low that it's dragged the cervix with it. So it's not always a reliable gauge. And in fact, the reason why we need these assessments at all is because of dysfunctional labor. Because if labor is cruising along nicely, the baby just falls out and exams aren't even necessary.